All right, all you snowboarders of the internet, we're here, we're live, we're taking your questions. So if you got questions, get them in that chat box. We're going to try to get them answered. We got the snowboarding wheel of misfortune behind me and a box full of broken goggles and some people's hopes and dreams just to show you guys what's good, what's bad with Amazon on there. So figured to give you guys kind of a live showing since I'm almost done with that video for filming, haven't gotten to editing that. Also, this live stream 100% brought to you by Angrysnowboarder.vip. We couldn't do it without them, and so they do it all for us. So if you're just tuning in, get your questions in there. Going to try to answer them for you as well. If you super chat, you get a spin of the wheel. We got some prizes on there, mystery prize pack, stuff like that on there. Big announcement sometime in September. We'll be having another live streamathon day thing. I'm working on getting the prizes dialed in right now, but I think I should have 2 to 3 boards for that and possibly a season pass. So yeah, we're going to definitely try to get something going for that. Let's see what else we got going on. As you guys all know, Kevin is no longer with us. Still alive, though. He is still alive. So we got that going for us. All right, so first super chat from Michael Anderson. He wants to spin of the wheel. Give me a big spin. Give you a big spin of the wheel on that. All right, where did we end up on? Oh, shit. Michael, you won a jumbo sticker pack, so there you go. That's a good thing to start with right there. So, yeah. So for anyone that doesn't know how this goes, if you super chat, you get a spin of the wheel. There's a bunch of different prizes and stuff on there. And, yeah. So you can win jumbo, mediums, small stickers like that. We got a mystery prize pack in there. We'll give away 1 or 2 of those tonight. So, yeah. Okay, so Enos Nito, what binding would you pair with the Ride Super Pig for a big footed motherfucker that likes them stiff? So if you want to stick with Ride, you would go with like the Capo on there. Otherwise, you might like the Atlas or the Felcor from Union, the Genesis X or the X-Base from Burton, or there's that new Cartel, the carbon one. Was that Cartel X, I think? That's on there. If you're going to do K2, probably the stiffest one would be the Formula, and even then, I don't think that would be stiff enough for you. The now O-Drive or the Jones, it's either the Mercury or the Apollo. I always confuse those two, but that would definitely be something as well to consider. So, yeah. Okay. Okay, let's see. Team Torg. What is a reasonably priced, high-quality snow pant jacket brand? Reasonably priced? I'm a personal fan of L1 Outerwear. They don't have as big of a representation in the United States, but I think for what you pay for what you get is good. I mean, my jacket is going on, I think, 4 seasons now. Pants have 2.5 on them. My last pair of pants, I think I got 400 days out of them, and the jacket got something like 500 days. So there's that. Volcom, depending what you get, is moderately priced, reasonably priced. Let's see what else is out there. Burton has some stuff, but it's hit or miss on the quality on that. Let's see what else is out there. I feel like Air Blaster's okay, but the cut is weird on the pants. I've never been too impressed with it. Holden's kind of garbage. Let's see what else is out there. Dakine actually has some really good stuff as well. All right. Okay. Jenna Herb, what board are you most excited to review ride this year? The Rome Party Mod. The Rome Party Mod is the one board that I really, really want to get on super bad. It's essentially the old Rome Mod rocker, but now they're offering it in wide sizes for everyone. And I kind of want to ride one on wide just to see how much more stability you actually get, because it was almost a mid-wide the last year that they had it. So yeah. Anyways, all right. Let's see what we got here. $5 super chat from our boy Bottled in Cork. R.I.P. L Stackers and Vetchers. Rest in peace. R.I.P. The joke just never gets old. Just like the middle finger. Okay. Yeah, so for anyone that doesn't know, Kevin is working for a new company. He's got an adult job and doing stuff. He will not be working with us in the future here. Or he might. You never know. I talked to him today. He was alive, so that was good. All right. Okay, Patrick Knoll. When can we start to see some vids from this year's product reviews, or will you wait to film them until you can get more days on snow? So there's 34 or 35 reviews that are done. They're filmed. As of today, all the Battalion are edited. All the Rome are edited that I've written so far. 2/3 of the Interior Plane project ones are edited, and 1/4 of the Capita ones are done. So should have everything done September 1st. So Labor Day weekend, they'll drop Labor Day weekend, and then I'll do a live stream sometime thereafter, and then we'll do the big live stream event thing probably the 15th of September. So we can do that. Like I said, it's only about 34 products that got done before the Rona kicked in. And then after that, once I can start riding again, hopefully October, November, try to get 2 or 3 a week. We'll see. Kind of really depends on riding and whatnot. So, yeah. There's that. There's going to be more of those explained videos where I break down the tech and the stuff that we use. Also, we got the Goggle video coming. So, might as well talk about that since there's almost 50 of you guys in here. So, yeah. The Goggle video is coming, which actually I don't know why those are in that box. I didn't shoot those. So yeah, like shot a pair of Oakleys right there with the pellet. Can't really see it because of the there you are, because of the reflection. Oakleys, you know. So yeah, did that. Where are they? Where are those hunks of shit I was looking for? Stop texting me, people. Ugh. Shout out to my boy Cole at the liquor store, holding it down since I don't work there anymore. Oh, yeah, here's a good one. These Copas. This is hilarious. The BB is actually stuck inside the lens right there. Was rattling around there for a while. Now it's not. Oh, it actually did crack these. Wow. Huh. Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, so the BB's in there. Set of Smiths. Smiths did okay. These things are 10 years old, and only the internal cracked. Where is the... here's the Outdoor Masturbator. Fucking tissue paper lens. BB straight through, hit the seam of the lens and just pushed right through. And then, where is it? It obliterated the lens cover on the GoPro. Completely fucking obliterated it. Thank God it didn't penetrate through and break the actual lens on the GoPro. I probably would have been really upset about that, even though I think I have insurance on that. But yeah. So the next big part of the test is actually I'm going to be cutting the lenses in half along with the frames and kind of show how cheap the fucking show how cheap these things are. Like, oh, here's a good one with a nice big dent in it. You see that? Yeah, look at that. So 10 pumps, 10 feet away with a really crappy BB gun. I don't think this thing could penetrate skin with 10 pumps at 10 feet. So I was really surprised that it did anything with it. I haven't been able to kill a squirrel with this yet. Really disappointed in myself. So, yeah. So, anyways, been working on that. Like I said, that should be a big video. I'm thinking probably around like somewhere between 20 and 40 minutes. I got to look through it. I've got about 20 gigs of footage with that. So, yeah. Let's see. Brock Rigeri. I'm grabbing a Captain Mercury with some cartels. Where'd that go? Where did that go? I know you hate the idea of recommending boots, but no local shop, so I'm ordering 3 or so different boots. Recommendation for wide foot with big arch. So start with the Solomon wide, like the Dialogue. Like they have specific models that actually say wide on there. Go check those out. The big arch, you might. It depends on the boot. Like, some rides might fit that, but that's going to be hit or miss. I'd say your better bet would be go with a Burton, like a mid-range boot in there. And let's see, what else? Vans, more like their mid-range, might also work for you. Obviously, you're going to be doing some trial and error with everything there. So yeah, let's see. Okay, Derek Warden, thoughts on Scott Stevens Pro Board, looking for a park springboard. It's one of the softest boards that I've ridden in a long time. That thing, it's basically like a softer horoscope. So you have a lot of play out in the tip and the tail. Like, you can fold it, but it's actually like slightly more stable underfoot. There's a review of it from 2-3 seasons ago in the Capita playlist, I think. If not, it's in the Snowboard Reviews playlist. You can check that out. But if you're looking for something for fucking around, flatland, spinning, buttering, flexing it to shit, maybe not hitting a jump over 20 feet, you'll probably be fine with it. If you're looking to actually send like a real jump and you want something that's a little more rigid, you might want to bump up to a different board, like maybe an Indoor Survival, an Outsiders, something along those lines from them. Anyways, Derek, let's give you a spin of the wheel. What do we got? Woo! This is the most self-serving thing. So on Angrysnowboarder.vip, we have a personal shopper thing for anywhere between $5 and $50. I'll answer all your questions to get you dialed in on your gear. I'll even find you deals online because I can check the back ends of like various shops and see what's actually selling for the cheapest. So yeah, it's a personal plug, but all right, let's see. Okay, Eric Kim, winter predictions for Colorado. There will be snow, there will be sunshine, there will be warmth, there will be cold. It's a La Nina year, so we're in the gray area. I think northern Colorado will probably fare better than southern Colorado. Southern Colorado will probably be fucked. So there's that. But yeah, so there is that. I think overall Colorado will probably have a decent amount of snow as usual. I mean, we'll probably hit average. Okay, Zeppelin 481. Did you do any testing with a UV light to test whether the cheap goggles actually have the UV protection they're claiming? I didn't do a UV light, but I did use a laser. So I did a laser with like a flashlight. Where is this? Why is this not getting to where it needs to be? From about 8 feet away. Anyways, did that with that just to show the distortion on them. And let's see. So this is gonna be tough. But here, I'll give you guys a quick show. So normal with the goggle, normal with the goggle. And these are the Shitty Outdoor Masters. They basically distorted everything and shrunk down on there. I did it from about 8 feet away. They say to do it about 15. I just didn't have the space to do it that way. But you could drastically see that. As far as the UV coating goes, most of these are just cheap, shitty polycarbonate. It's not, the UV coat actually isn't built in to the goggle. It's just a spray-on lacquer. Like, you could scratch it off with a razor blade really easy. You could probably, if I got it wet and just took a fingernail that was a little rough, it would cut it right off too. Let's see what else. Alexander Taylor, best super deep pow board for heavy riders ever been on a spring break Nighthawk. I haven't been on the Nighthawk, but I'm pretty sure that's got a similar core to, what is it? The cores in those tend to be a little more lightweight, so they're not really the best for a heavier rider. All my friends that are heavier have had issues with the spring break boards. So anyways, with that said, and so there's some issues in there, but if you're looking for a good deep day board, I'd say actually go check out some of the Nitro Quiver line of stuff. Like, you know, you might like a Banker. Let's see. There's the Fusion. There's the Quiver, Canon, the Fin Twin. Those you might like. You also might like a Rosinal XV if you really are a super heavy guy. That board's a little more burly. It's got a reverse flex pattern in it too, so you can really wheelie the tail on that thing, but slam into stuff and it'll just push right through it. All right, what do we got over here? Okay, so we got another one from Derek Warden. I have a size 10 boot for binding. Size up or down? I ride the Union Strata, so I'm stuck in the middle. It depends on the boot. Like if you have a size 10 32, they run bigger and you're going to want a size up. Now, if you have like a 10 in a K2, so for me, like this is a size 10 K2 Thraxis, medium binding from most brands actually works for me totally fine. You know, so you want to make sure, like, obviously, if you have a Burton size 10, you're going to be a medium in that Burton. It just really depends on the actual width of the boot. Like, I run my K2s in a set of, I have two sets. So I have a large, extra large, and a medium and a large of the Black Label here. The medium and the large, I like a little bit more. They just fit in there just a little bit better. I'm like literally right on the cusp, but I can get away with both on that. But I find that like going with the smaller one just gives a more snug heel fit in there. So hopefully that answers that question for you. Let's see. All right. All right, let's see. Mass Mills, should I learn to tune my own boards even though I'm new to snowboarding or take it to the shop every time? Depends what you need to be done. If you're one of those guys that believes in waxing, which I don't, just get a structure, which just take it to the shop and be like, put a structure in it and you're good. Fuck waxing. But if you're doing your edges and stuff, you can... realistically, you just need a file guide and a file, and you need to not be an idiot where you're like halfway through filing and you like pull back and you're like, oh my God, you got to take it nose to tail the whole way with it. And you can get away with that in there, like deburring your edges, get a good gummy stone, a soft stone, and a diamond stone, and just kind of touch up on it. That stuff's pretty easy. Detuning it total, just a soft file, stuff like that. Waxing, yeah, you can do it from home. If you're going to do it, get a waxing iron. Don't go use your mom's or some old one that you found at friggin' the Salvation Army, because they're usually Teflon coated, and the Teflon will scrape off when you go across the edge, and then you're just rubbing it around on the wax on top of the board. That's just not good. It's just shit you don't need to be adding to it. So, yeah. Anyways, yeah. All right. Okay. Drew Weisner, what boot would you try and mod John Keffler style? I have no clue who John Keffler is. I've never heard that fucking name. I have no idea what you're trying to ask with that question. At all. Like, no fucking clue. Like, I mean, if you're going to modify a boot, you got to do what you got to do. I assume John Keffler is like some mountaineer guy. I don't fucking know who he is. So, yeah. So anyways, give Drew a spin here. Oh, next question I choose gets a spin of the wheel. All right, who we got here? Okay. Okay, here we go. Immolation, liquidation. Capita simulator versus outsiders. Biggest differences in how they ride. Okay, so a simulator has a better heel side cut, obviously, because it's asymmetrical. You can rail a better carve on it. It's a little more playful out in the tips. Like, there's just the way the camber profile and the flex points are on that. It locks into a press just a little bit better. It's a little more forgiving. The Outsiders has more pop, in my opinion. And when it comes to edge hold, like, yeah, you can rail a deeper carve on the Assimulator, just especially on the heel side because it's asymmetrical. I think overall the edge hold on the Outsiders is just a hair better. Like, if I had to choose one or the other, and I knew, like, depending what I was going to do, like, if I was hitting more jumps that day, more Peace Park, more, like, mini pipe, I would probably go with the Outsiders because it's going to have a better heel hold, edge hold overall in there, just feel like a little more locked in and give you more spring. Now, if I was riding like more jibs, booby bumps in the snow, stuff like that, I'd probably go a simulator. Like, they kind of overlap each other. It just comes down to if you want an asymmetrical side cut or a regular side cut, and if you want a little more pop in it. Anyways, you got a spin of the wheel, bud. What do we have? Sweet. Dude, you won a small sticker. So all you have to do is email me, info@Angrysnowboarder, with your mailing address, and let me know you won the, let me know it's your account, and let me know that you won a small sticker pack, and I got you. So that'll go in the mail probably tomorrow or Monday. So, yeah. Let's see. Okay. Where were we? Oh, God, Slim Whitman is in the chat, everyone. He'll probably call in tonight. Watch out. Got to be careful. Might try to kill you. Brandon Kester, had a chance to ride a Scotty Lago snowboard. I've ridden the open road and the double barrel. I haven't ridden that short, wide one that they have. The double barrel is good. Not great. The open road is a little bit better in my opinion, just for what it is. It's a little more playful. It fits in that style of like the Rome Ravine, where it's a POW freestylish board. You know, same thing with like an Endeavor Maverick and whatnot in there. The boards are built at GP87. They're solid boards. They're, you know, you get what you pay for with them. You're supporting Scotty, so there's some good stuff. Okay, where were we at? Oh, Slim Whitman has been put in timeout for 300 seconds. Might be a good night tonight. Okay. All right, let's see. Shadowfox546, any insights or opinions on the Nitro Beast times Volcom? I need to ride it. I know what that board actually is and how stiff it is. I mean, if you're looking for a stiffer, more aggressive twin, it's definitely going to work for you. If you're like more of a laid back rider that's not bringing your A game, you're going to probably want something a little bit softer from Nitro, which they have, I don't know, 7,000 different models in their lineup, like literally 7,000 different fucking models. They have the largest lineup in snowboarding. So there is that. I need to get on that. And that is one of the things, like when I'm supposed to be hitting up everyone tomorrow and being like, yeah, just send me everything. Fuck it, you'll get it back right before Christmas, and I'm just going to do everything I can. So yeah, let's see. Okay, Mass Melds. All right, wants to spin on the wheel, and he says you love to see it. I don't love Slim. Sweet, jumbo sticker pack for you, bud. You know the drill. Send me an email with your address, and I'll drop that in the mail. And that'll be good for you to go. I got a bunch of those to go out for you guys. Got some new stickers in too, so that I had made up. Made a Time Vampire sticker. Thought that was really funny. Okay, where were we? Okay, whew. Just Kevin. Have you ever had plantar fasciitis in your feet, and how the hell did you get rid of it? So there's exercises you actually have to do, and I can't remember what they're called, but there's a way to build the muscle back up in there. It takes time. I've had it once. I destroyed my feet in Washington when I lived there. I think I rode like 180 something days and basically just completely destroyed my feet. And so I ended up not wearing shoes for almost 6 months and pretty much just walking barefoot everywhere. to do that in there. But once you can build the muscle up, you need to get a good footbed in there that also has the metatarsal arch support in there up at the top, the front of the footbed, as well as a good arch support. So it cradles the whole foot in there, so you're not splaying out, you're not pushing down, doing any extra work on the actual muscle, so it's not hurting you and whatnot. And then the big thing with that is it just takes time, and it's going to be a trial and error. And because you probably did some nerve damage to the boot or to your foot, you're going to have some issues with that as well. Ugh. Okay. All right. Okay. Ryan Cohen. Can you typically feel a massive difference testing the limited or pro version of any given board, like the Rome Ravine versus the Ravine Select, Camel Toe versus Camel 2, Jones Carbon boards, etc.? It's a great question. Ugh. Jesus, that thing does not want to come out. Okay, so since we're talking about it, and I've got it right here, here's the Rome Ravine Select. Now, I've ridden the Ravine, and I've ridden the Select. The big difference that you notice between those two is there's more power off the tail of the Ravine Select. It's a little stiffer, so if you're like a 200-plus pound guy, and you felt like you were getting a little too much play in the regular Ravine, that's where the bump up to the Ravine Select actually would be. It makes sense. Now, if you're talking something like the Solomon Huck Knife and the Huck Knife Pro, there's no fucking difference. It's so marginal, it doesn't fucking warrant it at all. Now, to go to the Jones series, like let's say you have the Mountain Twin and then the Ultra Mountain Twin, the Ultra Mountain Twin, there is a noticeable difference. They've gotten closer into how they ride and flex, but there's still, it is slightly stiffer. So if you're a heavier rider, I would put you more towards the Ultra Mountain Twin. That's really where it is. Now, with the Camel Toe and the Camel 2, I've ridden them both. There is a big difference between the Camel Toe and the Camel 2. Like that flex pattern overall is stiffer, but it rides, it's got its own personality. It's kind of like the Party Wave and the Party Wave Plus. Like, I love the Party Wave, but the Party Wave Plus, like for everyone that was bitching about base drying out and all this shit, there you go. There's your premium materials in it. It still rides about the same. It still floats the same. It's still the same shape. So there is certain brands, there is a necessity to jump up in that price and to go for it. And then for others, it's just sort of like you look at it and go, this is fucking stupid. This is dumb. Like, why does this fucking exist? So, yeah. Okay. Meyer Ashkenas. Thoughts on the GNU headspace, mainly riding 7 Spring, small, medium park, and all mountain messing around. The headspace will be a perfect board for that resort. I mean, you're dealing with what, like 900 feet elevation, I think, max. It's not that big. I think it might even be less than that. It's like 830 or something. So you're going to be riding a lot of park, natural hits, dodging Kevin Kabasa, you know, Kobas. But for where you're riding there, it's absolutely a perfect board for using it as an all-mountain board. I mean, you don't really need anything more for it. Okay. Okay. S2000 guy. Any contacts with Remind, Shred Sole, or FP insoles? Boot problems are so big and important, and so many people don't live near competent boot fitters. Close-up looks, those I think would be great. There is stuff in the works, boot fitting 101 videos. A lot of them are getting redone, and there's going to be new ones. I've got a full box of Remind and Shred Sole sitting over there, and I think I got to pick up a few more. Money was a little tight, so that's why you guys need to join Angry Snowboarder VIP. I'm shilling it right now, hard. This whole episode, this whole live stream brought to you by Angry Snowboarder VIP. You guys make it possible for me to do projects for you guys. But yeah, so there's some stuff coming out, and I kind of want to talk about. I'm going to try to go a little more in depth with that. So I think it's going to be Remind, Shred Sole, Super Feet. I might do FP and I might do Sole, and I think like 5 ought to get you where you, and I might even just like grab some Dr. Schultz straight from like off the rack at the grocery store and explain why you don't fucking use those in your snowboard boots. So there is something coming on. Tom Burns, have you tested the GNU Gremlin? Not yet. I actually need to email my GNU rep. That was one of the boards, like literally the day that everything closed down, like all resorts, I was supposed to pick them up the day after. I was going to go down and grab them from him. So, yeah. Let's see. Alan Murray, should I be a snow carny for this season instead of doing an online semester of uni if it ends up being online again? Honestly, I don't know if you should or not. They're hiring a lot, but like there's no real guarantee on what's going on. I'd say we're like 90% certain we're having a fucking season, but like the mass migration of the snow carnies has shown up. I know because we've run out of ramen, frozen pizza, and condoms. This will be the one time that they buy condoms, then they use them for water balloons, or I don't know what the fuck they do with them. Maybe they just jerk off in them. But being a snow carny, like honestly, it could be the best year to do it, or it could literally be the worst where they just work you 7 days a week and they don't let you fucking ride. Like there's no guarantee there. I would say wait a year, get your university shit out of the way, like so you have nothing. Just get it all done. Take a year off after that and just go be a fucking carny. Like, I always joke that we have the most over-educated carnies in Breckenridge. Like, there's dudes with PhDs and shit that are fucking ticket scanners and bumping chairs and shit. And they are, like, some of the most salty, mean, most alcoholic people on earth. I think they realize their degree doesn't really mean shit. So, yeah, so there's that. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay. So we got super chat from Kevy Spilly. Random high thought. Can wildfires change the terrain in a way that promotes more frequent or bigger spring slush slide, wet slab avalanches? Definitely. Anything like that can actually do that. Idaho is going to be the one to check on because Soldier Mountain got burned. And I know like we have the Glenwood fire going on right now, and they're having rock slides on the 70 because it destroyed all the the trees and the roots that were holding the rocks in and stuff. So I fully expect things to, you can definitely do that. I mean, anything that can happen. We had a slide in Frisco, like a huge slide, and it created a whole new path, and that just changes like the dynamic of everything. So it can definitely change stuff. And with you being in California, be careful out there when the winter does hit. Watch out for widowmakers too. Yeah. A jumbo for you if you want it. Which you should have gotten your mystery prize that I sent you. I don't know. I shipped it out. The post office is running all fucking willy-nilly and doing whatever the fuck it wants right now. So, yeah. Okay. That's 2,000 guy. Money for boot fit. Join VIP people. All right. Yeah, exactly. Seriously, if I could seriously double the amount of people in VIP, the amount of projects we could do would be phenomenal, and I could hire Kevin back. Well, all right. You got a jumbo as well. So there we go. You guys know the drill. If you want it, email me, info@Angrysnowboarder with your mailing address, and I will get that in there for you. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, Churning Park. If your right foot is half to a full size bigger than your left foot, what should you do? My boots from last year are size 11, but my right foot doesn't fit right, but my left one does. So what do I do? So I have the exact same problem. My right foot is a 10 3/4, and my left is a 9 3/4. And so I wear a size 10. And it's kind of like that happy medium. And so what you need to do, if you can't size it to the smaller foot because the bigger foot is so crippled and hurting, you're going to have to do a bunch of different things. So 1, you're going to need an aftermarket insole. 2, you're going to have to heat mold the boot with a toe cap on to push the foam up. 3, if that still doesn't work, you've got to get a heel wedge. Put that underneath the footbed in the liner so that it raises it up. That'll pull the toe back a little bit. It's going to sit a little disproportionate in there, and that'll pull it back. Or you can do, conversely, you can get a Bontex board for the smaller foot, put that under the footbed, raise it up, and that will suck up some of the volume in there. I actually cover a whole bunch of this stuff in the Boot Fitting 101 series. So if you haven't gone on to the Boot Fitting 101 series, you definitely need to go check that out. It's a super solid resource to get you guys dialed. And I'm actually working, that's going to be September, October's big project is to get Boot Fitting 101 and Boot Fitting 201 videos done. I'm going to actually show you guys how to like put on a power strap, do a bunch of different weird things, how to remove a bunch of foam. I might even show you guys how to like stitch a liner. I'm not sure. I got to like really see how in depth I want to go with this. But yeah, Boot Fitting 101 will definitely get you some stuff. Okay. Let's see where we're. See where we're. Okay. Let's see. Teen Krieg, what do I get when I get pass insurance? It depends on who you get your pass from and what they're offering, but a lot of resorts, if they close down, what they're doing is if they don't open, your pass will just be good the next year. They're just like you can push it forward. I think it's a sliding scale based on if they only open for X amount of days, like you get and you didn't use it and whatnot, you can get like anywhere between I think it's 20 to 80% off on there. Some places are offering like even if they close down, your pass will just be good the next year, no matter how much you used it before. It really, really depends on what resort you're actually at. So I see we're up to 79 people in here. If you're just tuning in, you got a snowboard gear question or snowboarding related question, get it in the chat box. I'm going to try to answer it. If you super chat, you get a spin of the wheel. We got prizes on the wheel and whatnot in there. So do that. I'm going to do a little bit of a more deep dive into the Amazon Goggle thing, kind of talk about how shitty they fucking are, and discuss goggles a little bit more. We got a big video on that coming out. Like I said, that'll be like 20 to 40 minutes probably. I don't really want to break it up into multiple videos because I feel like it's going to lose people, so I'd rather just do a jumbo fucking video and have it be the quintessential guide to that. There will be some teasers coming out. Yeah, got a new character for you guys named Jimmy Fuckhouse. So you got to watch out for Jimmy Fuckhouse. Hey guys, it's Jimmy Fuckhouse here. So, you know, keep an eye out for that. That'll be funny. Yeah, so let's see what else we got here. Okay, Brian Miller. Hey, I was the first guy for the personal shopper. Thanks for the help. And I couldn't decide between the Party Platter and the Lumberjacks X, so I'm just going to get one now and one later. Thanks again. Yeah, so for anyone that doesn't know, we have that personal shopper on Angrysnowboarder.vip. Basically, we got a bunch of different tiers in there. $5 for a quick question, $50 if you want me to hold your hand and yell at you and tell you what to buy and why it's going to be good for you. It's on there, but basically what I try to do is dial you in, get you just 100% set for the gear. Basically, it's my way of being your local shop guy making some money. I'm still answering questions in all the comments on the website, Facebook Messenger, Instagram DMs, live streams, stuff like that. But yeah, if that's something you're interested in, definitely check it out. Angrysnowboarderstore.com, personal shopper. Brian, you get to spin the wheel. Ooh, you got the middle finger. Ouch. Okay, well. Let's see. Okay. Okay, Michael Krug. Avran, I have a K2 foot. The Macis has worked okay for me, but curious about the Ender. Is the Pro Foam better than the Control Foam liners? So I actually got a set of the Enders, and it has a completely, like the Macis and Thraxis, like they have a different fit. Like there's a completely different footprint used for the Ender. So if you're, the big thing is it's tighter in the heel cup in there. So that's something you got to watch out for with it. You got to make sure that, like, if you really do love the fit of the Macis, the Ender is not going to fit the same. And so you got to be really prepared for that. Okay, let's see. Uh, okay, let's see. Michael Anderson. Difference between camber in the middle and rocker in the middle. So camber in the middle will give you more spring and drive in the board. You'll be able to push down, really load it, be a little more precise. Reverse camber, rocker in the middle, which they're two separate things. Rocker is basically technically flat, and then it lifts at the tips. Reverse camber it's a U in the middle. It's going to be more playful, less precise, easier to press, easier to lean back on, especially in powder. It's basically not as domineering in there. So, yeah. Okay. Shout out to Vanessa Tracy and her love life tonight. Hopefully someone's getting it in with her. Okay. Where were we? Okay. Ryan Chandler. Thoughts on the Captain Mercury and Ride Berserker? I need an all-mountain board, but not something super stiff. So there's a drastic difference from the Mercury to the Berserker. A drastic flex pattern. Like the Mercury's more middle of the road, like flex. You can still freestyle with it. The Berserker is going to be stiffer, a little more aggressive. You have to be a little more precise with it. If you're looking like at an all-mountain freestyle board, then I would push you more towards the Mercury. If you're looking for an all-mountain free ride board, that's where the Berserker comes in. So that's kind of the best way to describe those two. Like they fit different personalities of rider, but they're both really good boards. Okay. Let's see. On asks, any tips for speed into side hits? This is the side hit. You're coming this way. Don't speed check. Just go straight into it. Pop. There you go. It actually hurts less when you fall at speed than you do at slow speeds. Slow speeds do more damage to you when you fall. Phil Peacock, what do you think resorts will be like without J1 carnies for 2020, 2021? I think there'll be a lot less STDs. It's weird because some resorts rely so heavily on them and other resorts don't at all. So some resorts are going to be drastically impacted and other resorts aren't. I think what it's going to do is cause the pay scale for the seasonal workers to have to be upped to recruit people to come in and actually work. So I think that would be that'll be the big thing with them. Yeah, so it's hit or miss. I don't know. I'm seeing a lot of like 18 to 20-year-olds moving here right now, trying to work for Breckenridge or Keystone, even Copper. So they're really trying to recruit, and that'll be interesting. Let's see. Okay. Albert Henry, does the Nest Skate Tech make you faster edge to edge? I don't quite understand it. Would you want to put it on a board that's already fast edge? It's not that it's faster edge to edge, it's a power transmission. So what you're doing is when you push down into your toe, it's raising the heel up with it. So it's putting all that leverage going down with pressure into the edge. It's not going to make you actually any faster edge to edge. It's going to give you more power, precision, and drive into the edge. And that's really the big difference there is like that control. Is it for everyone? I don't believe so, but I think for people that have an open mind to it, they can go in, look at it, and it'll be solid for them. It'll be one of those things that, you know, it gets the job done, it does what they need to do, and it gives them the power that they want. So, yeah. So 45 minutes in. Looks like we got some new people in here. So if you're new, once again, get your questions in that chat box, and I will try to answer them. If you super chat, you get a spin of the wheel. We got prizes, stickers, mystery prizes. You could win anything in the mystery prize. I just literally have a box that I reach in, and whatever I pull out, I pull out. There's hoodies in there. There's T-shirts. There's stickers with tools and wax and laces and all sorts of shit. There's like, you know, you never know what you're going to fucking get out of that thing. So, okay, where were we? All right. Okay. Oh, my man Billy Ray Valentine. Avran, why do you hate the sea? Do you know what we put in the ocean? That's a fucking cesspool of feces, plastic, Teflon, chemicals, fish that we don't even know what they are. Have you ever eaten a fish? Fish are disgusting. They taste like fish, which is like water dirt. It's awful, and they're pissing and everything. The ocean is fucking filthy. It's fucking awful. I never want to go near it again. It touched me last year when I went to California, which was bad enough I had to go to California. So I was in California, in LA, and then the ocean touched me. Promptly, the ocean touched me. I got in my car and just drove back to Colorado. I was like, oh, fuck that. The place is fucking awful. It's filthy. It's filthy. People like you go in it and go surfing. We don't know where you've been. You probably have the herp. I guess I'll send your child a sticker pack, dick. Okay, let's see. All right. Alex Salvatore, since you're done with the liquor store, would you go back to selling at a board shop? Well, here's the funny thing about that. I've been approached by two guys that own a board shop, and they want to do an online store separate from that actual store. And they want me to pick all the items that they sell, and they want me to promote it through Angry. So it's like kind of like the affiliate thing, basically. They want me to help set that all up. We're still in early talks on how that works because I don't want to lose my credibility with my audience, but there's something there. There's a way, I think, for me to still move product and still review product, because we'd be basing the shop buy off what I liked the year before, not like what, because I obviously haven't ridden much this year. So it would do that. We wouldn't have a lot, but I could be like, I want these sizes because they're the more common sizes. It would be a direct way for you guys. And we're not even sure if it would just become Angry Snowboarder store and I'd sell merchandise, or if we would do something else. I've looked at a few different domain names that are available for this, and I'm not sure if it'll be like a licensing agreement where they license or they contract me to promote it. We're still working it out, but we're getting closer every day. And this will probably be something that we would do this year. So I would technically be working in a shop, but I still like sending people to my local shops like the Underground here in Breckenridge, like Andy, Leanne, they're great, or send them over to Gravity. You know, that's like another one of my local shops, and I really support Steve and Dylan over there as well. So I want that ability to work with other shops. I mean, it'd be cool to curate like what my picks would be, and it would be like a lot of top 5 boards, you know, and it would be really cool to see what we could actually move. So it's an actual idea. It's just I need to make sure that it's done right so that, one, it doesn't hurt the authenticity of what we do here, and 2, I want to make sure that these guys, if they're investing, will be able to have a sell-through. Like, the good thing is they have this other shop, and we talked about this. Like, worst comes to worst, we start a second shop, it goes south, we sell the inventory to the other business, to the shop, and they can liquidate it through there. So the risk is a little bit lower. It's weird because, you know, obviously pandemic and whatnot, we're trying to figure it out. But I think like seeing how many people are actually looking for stuff and they're like, well, we don't have this. I feel like we could, if I order the right sizes, I could be like, well, we have it. The other thing is shipping, and then international. Like, can we hit international? We can't hit international. Some companies let us. Shipping's the big one. Like, you look at like Evo and all these companies that are like, oh, free shipping. And it's like, we looked at it and we're like, it's going to be like $60 to ship a snowboard cross country and shit like that. Like, depending how we ship it. And we're like, fuck, that really fucks with people. And it's like, how do we get a better deal? So it might be something where we just do closeouts like in the spring, and we're blowing out closeouts through the summer. You know, this might be something like we talked about. I might actually be the guy boxing up and shipping your boards to you as well. So this is like something that I would be doing. Like, I would be literally boxing and shipping your guys' shit and like putting notes in there to you. So it's one of those fucking things where we're still working out all the kinks of that. So yeah. Okay. Let's see. Jeff Demus 776. What is going on with Interior Plane Project? Their boards are in shops. You can buy them. Reviews will be dropping September 1st. I actually edited the Hanali and Haro review yesterday, so I've got to do the Odessa tonight or tomorrow. And yeah, so there's that. All right. Let's see. Kevius Billy, the angry surfer. Fuck that. Fuck that. I'm not surfing. Weird shit in the ocean. That means getting wet in the sun. See how white? This is my summer tan right here. This is as dark as I get. I'm not getting any darker. Sun ages you prematurely. I don't want to age prematurely. Dumb J1s and snow carnies still think I'm in my mid to late 20s. I don't understand that I'm in my late 30s, so like I can still lie to them when I try to pick them up for one night stands. So I don't want to fuck with that. I got a good thing going. All right. PSA, remember to subscribe. If you're new here and you haven't subscribed, remember to subscribe. We try to put out a bunch of videos all week, and by we, I mean me. It's really just me. All right. Okay. Will S with the super chat. Another secondhand wheel nut, maybe for the Porsche project this time. Oh, no. There's an 85 Quattro Volve Ferrari for sale down in Denver. They keep dropping the price. If I hold out till Christmas, I might be able to get that thing for 12 grand. I'm just going to sell my other kidney to pay for it. I mean, who needs kidneys anyways? Ooh, all right. Remember to click like, people. All right. Okay, Matthew Smith. I'm planning a trip out to Copper from the East Coast. Are the double blacks and the Copper Bowl much harder than the small mountain East Coast double blacks? So here's the thing about how trails are rated. And most people don't realize this, but the trail rating is based on a per mountain basis. So what's a double black at your mountain could literally be a blue at the mountain down the road from you. And that's the whole thing. So by and large, if you're talking about Copper Bowl and the backside of the mountain and they're double blacks that you can hike to, really the only ones you got to worry about are where the new chairlift is back there, especially if you go up. If you go left and you dip in too soon, it's a rock field. And if you do not know it's a rock field, you're going to fucking hit rocks because you're going to be like, woo, fucking powder, I'm in Copper. Oh, man, fucking Colorado. Look, there's all this untracked pow. And then just pow, pow, pow. You're fucking hitting rocks. Same thing if you get off and you go to the right. If you go out far enough, you're going right into a rock field. But let's say you're coming up from, let's see, where would you go? So you go up, you take Sierra Chair, you go out, you take the T-bar, and you go up the Poma, and you're going to go into the backside, not Storm King, but the other Poma on the far side off by Union Creek. If you hike that ridge out, it goes like this. It goes to that. It's you literally have nothing to worry about. Just hold your speed because the second you hit the bottom of it, it flattens out. And if that snow is remotely chunky, heavy, or anything, you're gonna regret not having your speed. Otherwise, no. Copper, like, there's challenging terrain. Don't get me wrong. You probably will not go to it. No offense. It's just like you won't. You'll see it on a map and you'll be like, I want to go there. You won't know how to get there, and you'll see tracks to get there. And you'll probably be apprehensive not to follow them. And if you do follow them, they're probably my track, and it's my sucker track that leads you to the Punji pit of death, and then you die, and then I just sit around and I laugh. So don't follow my track is what I'm saying. Yeah, so, oh, Jesus. Okay. Someone just, oh, God. Did Slim just, oh, God.
I don't know who this Jimmy Fuckhouse is. Okay,
Slim Whitman, everybody.
He better not interfere, okay, with you and me. That's all I want to say, okay? Jimmy Fuckhouse, whatever that is, okay? I don't know. That's not a real name. You're making it up, okay? You better not be someone I have to be concerned about. I found you, and I'll find him too. Do you understand me, huh? I love you. It's a great live stream. Keep up the good work. I love you. Good night.
Slim Whitman, everybody. Been a while since Slim's called in and left a voicemail. Whew. Okay. All right. Richard Medico, binding recommendation for the dinosaurs will die, never not. It depends on what you want out of that board. If you're trying to be like a little more all mountain because it's got the slam back inserts, you want something that does not have a mini disc because the mini disc will not fit those slam backs. So that's going to change how it is if you're going to just like ride it pretty much centered the whole time. So bindings, I would look at Rome DOD or the Katana. I would do like a Ride Rodeo, Burton Cartel or Malavita, depending on your flex. If you want it, you could even bump up to a Genesis if you want stiffer. Union Force or a Strata kind of gives you the option of mini disc or non-mini disc with that. Was it DS? DS from Flux, I think, would work on there. Or maybe an XF if you wanted something a little stiffer. If you did Now, I'd look at like the Pilot or the Brigade. Maybe the Now times Yes. And that should give you a few options right there. Also, if you guys are shopping online, at the bottom of all our videos, I leave affiliate links to the shops. If you click and buy through there, we make a small profit. So, you know, it's a good way to support us without really having to do anything but click a link. So, yeah. All right. Okay. Oh, Joey C. just wants a spin of the wheel. Woo! Jumbo sticker pack for you. There you go, girl. So there you go. Yeah. All right. You know the drill. If you want it, email me, info@Angrysnowboarder, and I will get that in the mail. And just make sure you remind me that it was a jumbo and you give me your address. Okay, Michael Kugli. How different do you think the party mod will be from other flat to rocker boards like the ray gun? Well, first off, the ray gun is like that beginner intermediate board, so the flex pattern is going to be completely different. The other thing is you're talking about the actual flat distance and then the rise of the rocker because it's a flat to rocker. So they all play into that and differently. I mean, the party mod will be stiffer than the ray gun naturally just because of what it actually is. If you're talking about like the actual camber profile, most people probably aren't going to notice the difference in the rise or the flat section. They'll just be like, oh, it's a little more stable. Oh, it's a little less stable, you know, depending on what they're used to. So, yeah, okay. Ooh, immolation, liquidation. What board company is thriving most right now and which is dying most? Well, Burton, because it's probably thriving the most because they've turned into a fucking yoga glamping apparel company that makes snowboards. Like, they're the fucking Lululemon of fucking snowboarding right now. So they're probably thriving the most. Thriving the least. Any of the small brands that are pretty much mom and pop, small guys, you know, anyone that hasn't got their product, like I know brands like Marhar hurting, Wired's hurting. I talked to Jason at Fix. He's a little bit worried. Like everyone's kind of up in the air. My theory is Nidecker is just going to buy the whole snowboard industry. Like the Nidecker brothers will just own everything at this point. So, yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. What else we got going on here? Okay. All right. Bryson Hubert wants everyone to know that he too only has one kidney. I think I still have two. We're just not sure if one works anymore. It might have shriveled up and died. Kind of like my love life. All right. All right. Next question I take gets a spin on the wheel. So some non-super chat question is going to get a spin of the wheel. All right. Oh God. Someone put Slim Whitman in timeout. Let's see. Okay, OBSF. Hey, Angry, I'm short, 5'4" and heavy, 230 pounds. What's the stiffest cambered board I can find in the 51 to 53 range? I have a 54 Super Pig, but the minimum stance at 20.5 is terrible on my knees. There's a 150 interior plane project Honolulu, if I remember correctly. It's like 50, 54, or it's 50, 52, 54. That would be one of the stiffer ones. Let's see what else is out there. I think they make the After Black in like a 48 to a 50 as well from K2. The Burnout, I think, would possibly work for you. I can't remember if they make a 50 in the new Jackpot, but I don't know how stiff that's going to be. I don't know if it'll be stiff enough. Nitro will probably have something for you too, like either the Beast or the T1. So check. So here's what I would do. Interior plane project, Nitro. Burton might have something in there for you as well. Let me think. You want True Twin though. It's probably not going to be stiff enough for you. So that wouldn't be it. K2, like those would be the brands that I would probably check. Like that should give you a few. And you got a spin of the wheel, OBSF. All right. Well, you want a jumbo sticker pack. So email me your address, mailing address, and I'll get that in the mail for you. So. Nobody's hit the jumbo yet, or the mystery prize yet. I'm really disappointed in that. I was hoping someone would win something. All right. All right. Let's see. All right. Okay. Will S. Is Nidecker the Veil Corp of snowboarding? No, they're probably more like Icon than Veil at this point. They'll eventually get there, but I mean, you got to realize the Nidecker brothers. So they own Nidecker, Flow, Battalion, Lobster, Switchback, Rome. Yes, Jones now, and they're probably going to pick up some other brands in the near future. There's a rumor that they might pick up 32. I don't know if that's true, but I heard that rumor. So. S2000 guy. Avran, what's the deal with the bird logo? I really love the OG board breaking logo. Fits you perfect. The bird logo, story behind that? You mean the Slayer logo. So, yeah. So, it's an inside joke amongst some friends that we used to refer to crows as chickens of color. And it all goes back to my friend Pat living on my couch, leaving the sliding door open and going to take a shower and coming back, and there's two crows literally fighting over trash in my living room. Like, they pulled the trash out of the can and were fighting over it, and he tried to get them out of the house, and they tried to attack him. And all we got, like my roommate and I, we just got this random text that says, the chickens of colors attacked me and I'm leaving the house, you're on your own. And that was pretty much it. And from that day forth, we were just putting crows on top of everything as a joke. And that's all it is like I literally put it on there as a joke. And yeah, so. All right. All right, Jeff Demoose 776. I shredded the life out of my base this season on my Rossi saw blade. Would it be worth it to sell Trucker Speed to buy a new stick? I mean, Randy's looking to franchise his Trucker Speed empire, so you could get it on the ground floor with him if you wanted to. If it's really bad, just take it in and get a stone grind. Unless the board's shot. If you think the board's shot, then yeah, definitely get a new board. So yeah, okay. All right. All right, let's see. Tyler, how do you describe the 21 Battalion Evil Twin? The exact same way that I described the 2020 version of the Battalion Evil Twin. It's the same fucking board. Nothing literally changed in it at all. At all. So, yeah. All right. All right. Okay. All right. So we're down to 77 people in here. If you got questions, get them in the chat box. We're going to definitely try to answer some more questions if we can. If not, I'm just going to shit talk some Amazon goggles. So, yeah. Yeah, what? Are you coming to Park City this winter? I don't know. People aren't taking this seriously. I'm convinced that the whole state's out to kill everyone there. The Mormons will just rule the world. So, yeah. All right. Okay. Jonathan Cosiano, what's up with that paddleboard wheel? Oh, you want to know all about the paddleboard wheel? Oh, yeah. Let me, in case no one saw this. Someone literally built a motorized paddle that attaches to the back of your snowboard for traversing powder, and he's trying to test it. Like, the comments on his shit are the funniest thing. Like, what happens if your hand gets sucked in there? Well, we'll eventually put a guard on there, but there will be warning labels all over. This thing is a fucking liability waiting to happen. Like, this is what happens when some dumbass gets stuck on a fucking cat track somewhere and gets really pissed off, and they're an engineer and they're a person that snowboards. They're not a snowboarder, and they want to do it. This is like the dumbest thing. It's called Power Traverse. You can find them on Instagram at Power Traverse. Their website, powertraverse.com, wasn't working earlier, which tells me that they, so it tells me that they're not fucking worth it. But those things are just straight fucking garbage. Like, these bad ideas. I've been thinking about doing a video series called Your Product Sucks. And all I do is just shit on products, and it's just me talking shit. And these people will probably get angry and threaten to kill me and sue me and shit. And we'll go there from that. But, yeah. So, anyways, yeah. Talking about goggles, though. This is funny. So, here's the lens for the drop goggle. It actually bubbled on the backside. It pushed through. One of the things that I actually found out that was really interesting was a lot of these lenses, like, they're all made in the same factory because it's the same polycarbonate. You can actually see it when you start to look at it, like your Xionor, your sport goggle. This one was funny because, like, there's literally nothing to this fucking goggle. It's supposed to be a knockoff Dragon frameless goggle. And I really thought, since it's only a single pane, that it would have blown right through, and it didn't. Like, you can see right there, it actually didn't blow through the lens. I was really surprised. One of the funniest things on testing the goggles, though, was these pieces of shit that this company sent me. So it's a single pane polycarbonate lens, but I'm pretty sure it's lens material for a sunglass, so it's thicker. And these actually did better than Mr. Fuckhouse's Outdoor Masturbator goggles. The Outdoor Masturbator, fucking tissue paper. And it was so funny just testing these and shooting them. And luckily, I didn't shoot my eye out because I thought I was going to. That would have been really bad. Now, here's a funny one. This one got shot, and it just put a straight hole right through. Like, it just blew a hole right through the outer lens and then shattered the internal one. And so I spent about $200 on Amazon goggles, which you should not be able to buy like 10 pairs of goggles for $200 like that. But what's funny is some of these companies have actually reached out to me and they sent me stuff for review, and I was just like, yeah, okay, and just threw it in the corner and was like, I'll get to that when I fucking get to it. And it's so funny to see like these fly-by-night fucking goggle companies. And it's like, you can tell the ones that the people, either they speak better English or they have more comprehension about marketing. That's how our Outdoor Master made it to where it is. Like, they're actually paying people on YouTube to promote their shit. And I remember when they reached out to me, I always respond with the same email when they say they want something, they want me to promote it. I'm like, $10,000 US. Always say 10,000 because that just tells me where they are. And usually they try to argue with me and be like, $30. They offered me $1,000. I think it was $1,000. I think they're the company that offered me $1,000. If not, it's $500 to promote their product. So fucking crock of shit, though. These things are so cheaply made, and you can like see that the glue is actually separating from the lens already. And these are brand new; like they've never even been outside. And so it was really funny going through that test. So the next test involves the hacksaw. I'm gonna cut them straight down through the middle, cut the foam, everything, pull them apart, and just show what they're like ripped apart. And I got some. I'm gonna do that with the Oakley lens. I've got an old Oakley frame. I'm gonna do it with some Smiths. I've got some old Dragons as well, and kind of just show people what's going on with all that stuff. But yeah, it's super funny to see like how almost all these goggles have the same exact material in them, slightly different frames, and you can just go on Alibaba Express. I could literally start Angry Snowboarder goggles for probably like $400. I could literally buy some for $400, and they'd be on the same level. And then like these spray-on fucking coats that they have. Some of them are a little thicker than others, but by and large, you know, they're nothing really special. I mean, it's so funny just to see like, there you go. You can see I dimpled that one as well. How these things worked, but these things are just straight fucking garbage, dude. And it's so funny. So funny. Where's the Wild Horn? This is the brand right here, Wild Horn. They brag about being the official supplier to the U.S. ski and snowboard team. So everyone's like, oh, they're the official supplier to the U.S. ski and snowboard team. What a supplier is they just send a box of shit, and it probably sits in a back room. And then when athlete X's family comes up, oh, we don't have goggles. They just go in there and rip them out. Like this shit gets given to the guy that fucking cleans the toilets. None of the athletes are actually using it. They're not a sponsor, and by not being a sponsor, they don't have to pay money. They're a supplier. So they're just giving shit. But these things are just, like, you can fucking, the plastic in these, it's just like the cheapest, shittiest polycarbonate. Like, I mean, this is what gas station fucking sunglasses for $5 are made out of. And it's so funny going through that. I can't wait to get the full video done and show you guys like everything that I learned. I shouldn't say learned. I knew it, what it was going to do, but yeah. So yeah. All right. Oh God. Oh Jesus. Oh, crap. We got another Slim Whitman.
I still can't believe it. I came back to the chat and you still won't apologize for playing my message during your live stream. Do you know how mean that was? Do you know how angry you've made me? Do you know how hurt I am? I will be talking to my therapist next week and sending you a bill. I cannot take this anymore in this relationship. I've had enough.
I think Slim Whitman might kill himself tonight.
You fucking asshole.
Oh, I'm the asshole. It's always good when Slim Whitman gets to call in. Oh, I love a good Slim Whitman call. All right. Okay, let's take a few more questions here. Alex Salvatore, hey, Avran, how do I preserve my board between seasons? Is there a special way to store them? So the big thing, take your bindings off, wipe down the actual inserts. Water tends to get trapped in there. Most people don't realize that. They just throw it somewhere, and that water just sits in there and rusts. Take it down, wipe down the bottoms of the bindings as well, and just take your straps and put them through the ratchets, fold the high backs down. That way they hold their shape in there. Keep the snowboard, just put it someplace where it's dry, not warm, not cold, not moist or anything. It's just dry and it's out of the way. You can leave it propped up. You can put it flat under the bed, anything like that. And then your boots. This is really important. Tie your boots up, tighten your boa down. Just make sure they're in their normal shape that they do so they don't like fucking look like a goddamn face hugger with shit just flopping in every direction. And that's really the best way to take care of your gear. Okay. Oh, I'm not going to talk about that. Up Free Kicks. The problem is that Oakley wants $300, which costs them a max of $50 to make. First outdoor junk charges $30 for goggles that cost like $10 to make. Well, here's the other thing. You got to realize that there's the technology and the science and everything that goes behind what they do to make their goggle and why Oakley charges that. I mean, they have the XYZ access. They actually understand lens taper, rake, you know, there's so many different things that go on inside the lens. The video will actually explain that for you guys and what you're getting. But the other thing is Oakley is one of the few optic companies that has military level contracts. Well, when the military changes their standard, those standards go back down to us and we end up getting them. And I mean, here's the Oakley line miner that I hit. It barely put a fucking dent in the outer lens. Like, and I shot that thing pretty much just like right on, and it didn't do anything to it. So what they have is they're investing in actual technology for optical purity, for making sure that, you know, it's safe, it's quality, it's everything like that. You know, they're really perfecting it versus these guys are slapping their name on a fucking open mold product that is probably mass produced in a factory where the family that works there lives upstairs. They're probably eating on it, and they're just pushing shit out for the sake of pushing shit out and making money. Like, there's nothing to it. On top of the fact, they don't give anything back to snowboarding. They don't give anything back to snowboarding at all. And people are like, and Buckhouse tried to make this argument with these, like, well, if they're making it more affordable, here's the thing about goggles. If you want to save money, you buy them in the spring when they go on sale or the summer. Like, my frames are solid on these line miners. I'm just gonna go buy some lenses. I'll probably pick up a lens for like $60. I'll be fine. I got 2 years out of this lens. It's fine. You know, if you buy your goggles a year after, you can save so much fucking money, especially if you hunt around, whether you're looking at Amazon, Evo, Backcountry, Christie Sports, snowboards.com, The House, any of those websites. I think there's like gogglesdirect.com or something like that, or you know, there's like SportRx. There's like all these different websites. You can actually buy optics anytime. They don't really go bad. And if you get something that's like 2 years old, you can get them for like 90% off. I know like Sun Logic here in Breck is pretty much where I get my Dragons and my Oakleys from. I just go down there and I'm like, at the start of the year, and I'll be like, yo, what do you have left from last year? And boom, I'm getting at least 60% off. And it's funny. Like, you can just, you just save money that way versus like, I would rather pay $60 for a last year goggle that sold for $200 than pay $50 for a current year goggle because it has magnets on it, but has no optical quality and anything. And overall, these were, I think, the second shittiest lens I tested for everything so far. And they're being the most hyped product. And it's just like, dude, it's garbage. They don't help snowboarding. They don't help you. And it's so funny to see a fucking grifter like Buckhouse just pushing this shit. Like, if he'd sell you out for this, he'd sell anyone out for anything. Like, I'm really waiting for the Jonathan Buckhouse Pro Model fucking Gilson snowboard. These are the best, guys. Fucking do it. All right. So, all right. Okay. Where were we? Whew. Okay, Michael Anderson, which company gives the most back to the community? Which major company couldn't care less? It depends on who you ask and where you are and who works where. Like, a lot of the companies that do give back, it's actually the local rep is giving the most back to it. Like Colorado, we have a lot of great reps, and they do a lot of different events, and they're the guys that I actually asked to get product. Like, my Now rep gave those Now bindings for the last live streamathon. You know, I didn't go to JF and get Now bindings. I just went to PD, and he was like, oh yeah, here you go. You know, stuff like that. So it's hit or miss on that. But, you know, the big thing is, like, are they sponsoring a rider? Are they taking care of the riders? Are they taking care of the regional guests? Like, if you ever really want to see how a company takes care of someone, look towards the Man-Ams, like the guys that are coming out of the regional program to like the low-level team rider, and see how they're taken care of. Like the Burton Nobody program or Kilroy, and see how those guys are taken care of. Because they're not really like rep riders, but they're not really company riders. That's where you want to see is how they take care of them. And sometimes these guys just never get taken care of. Like, they're told to ride the same board with a cracked nose for the rest of the year until they can get them something. Versus you have companies like my old roommate Dylan, when he rode for Rosenal, he was in Andorra and snapped a board. They overnighted him 2 decks from Germany because he was just like, I broke my backup and I broke my competition board. I didn't think this was going to happen. And they were just like, overnight, and it was there. And, he ended up getting third at the contest. Like, they took care of him for that. It's really weird to see. But the way I look at it is, if you see a company straight just going to like a YouTube personality, vlogger, whatever, and suddenly this person's never made mention of that product, and suddenly they're like, this video brought to you by, and this is the best, and blah, 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 and this is what I use, and they're just doing nonstop pushing, they're being paid to endorse it, or they're getting a higher commission through their Amazon affiliate or something like that. Like, I get no money from Dragon at all. I buy Dragon products pretty much whenever. Fucking like them. Those Oakleys, I paid for them. It's fine, Like, yeah, okay, cool. It's cool that I have links to like affiliates for products that I review or when I do a top 5. That's just to make it easier for you guys to buy it. If you click it and make money, cool. If you don't, click it, fuck it. You buy it at your local shop, I'm stoked. You're still supporting snowboarding in some way. It's like, it's kind of like when you see like a stupid celebrity, like a Kardashian. Those people are fucking awful. LA miracle weight loss. Look at me. I lost 10 pounds with my colon blown. My butthole's more blown out than Kanye's mind. You should do this. Like, that shit. That's what it is. It's just stupid influencer marketing. And I'd hope that you would look through that and go, these people are trying to push a product. It's like when anyone does a review and it's always the best of a fucking product. They're too afraid to say anything negative because they're getting free product or this company's floating on something. And so when you say something negative and then they're just like, and then they cut you off, and it's like, you see that. Like, fuck it, I'll never get another Never Summer board. I don't give a fuck. Fuck that brand. Fuck them. I don't care. I mean, for a while there, Captain Union wouldn't send me anything because they were pissed off at what I was saying. But it is what it is, So fuck it. Who cares? But yeah, to go back to that, it's like, don't buy into the hype from someone that's pushing a product solely because they're getting paid to push a product. Like, influencers are now the new pro endorsed athletes. It's like, I don't know, Jim Kelly's Ford car dealership or some shit like that, and they're the spokesman for it. That's really, yeah. So, Jay Garasico7, is that the 2021 Super DOA? That is the 2021 Super DOA. I didn't get a chance to ride it yet. Probably will get on that in October, November. So, yeah. And I owe Michael Anderson a spin of the wheel. Remember to subscribe. So if you're new here, remember to subscribe. So, okay. J. Crew, I injured my ankle early last year that ended my season. Should I replace my boots even if they were relatively new? So the big thing is, does the boot still fit? Like, if you have a pin, plate, screw, or anything going on in your ankle, did you roll your ankle inside the boot? Did you dislocate or sublux your ankle in the boot? Because if the boot actually didn't fit you even though it's new, that's probably why you were actually injured in there. Now, if the boot did what it was supposed to and it was totally tight how it was, and you still got injured, and you didn't have a pin or a plate or a screw put in, the boot's probably fine. You're just going to be a little weaker on that ankle, so you want to make sure, that they fit and everything like that. Okay. Kellen Schlief, how does the GNU Billy Goat ride compared to other stiff boards? It's a little more damp just because it's a Mervin board, so it has more epoxy in it. And just they use different fiberglass, different production. So they tend to ride a little more damp, which means less micro vibrations, a little less lively. Overall, I think there's better boards in that category, but it's still a solid board. If you're like one of those old school guys that just wants a damp, like more dead board, it's not bad. Like, I always have fun when I get on it. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot this one's fucking actually fun, and go out and rip it. So yeah. Okay, where were we? Richard Medico, hey, why don't you move to Massachusetts? Fuck the East Coast. Fucking left it. I have no intention of ever going back to it. It sucks. I hate visiting it. I went snowboarding there this year. It was weird. We got like 800 laps in 4 hours. I don't like it. Top of the fact, global warming and shit. They're not going to have the season. Like, why would I move somewhere where I get snow for 3 months of the year if I'm lucky versus I could just get snow 12 months of the year depending on what's going on? So yeah, no. All right. Okay. All right. Let's see. Oh yeah, and I know like some of you guys are saying there's a middle ground for like these outdoor masturbators because they're not super pricey and they're not super cheap for them to float in. That market only exists if people are not willing to talk about how bad they are. So if you have people promoting it and people buying on the hype train, yeah, it's going to sell. And there's always going to be people that go on vacation. Oh, I forgot my goggles, and they grab like a $25 pair of Scots or something like that. Yeah, they'll exist. But at the end of the day, like my job as media is to inform you. And my job as media is to be a purveyor of the Stoke and the culture of snowboarding. This isn't this this is a fucking shart in the wind in the history of snowboarding. This is something you look back on and laugh. Like Buckhouse doesn't know anything about optical quality. He doesn't know anything about what gear tech is. Like if you ever listen to him talk about boards and anything, he fucking does not know. That's fine. I have no problem with his hustle to be a vlogger. That's fine. My problem is when you promote a product and try to act like you're the authority when you don't know your ass from a hole in the ground. I mean, this is coming from a guy that believes dinosaurs are 2,000 years old. That should just tell you enough of where things are. Like science just does not exist with this guy. Math, skills, like the fact that he can't write a coherent sentence. He's not educated. He's not smart. He's not a bright person. He's a grifter. He would push snake oil on you if this was 1840. He literally would, you know? That's what he would do to you. And people like that should be called out. I have no problem calling him out. I think he's a poser fuck. I will just call him out. Like, try to be nice. I was trying to be nice. I can't. I just don't like the kid. And his voice is fucking annoying. Like, the octave that he speaks at. Like, he should see a speech therapist and get that fixed, but he probably never will. I think he grifts people. I think he grifts snowboarders or people that snowboard. I mean, that's kind of it. Like, I've always kind of said that I'm kind of this weird intermediary between like vlogger personality and those guys and snowboard industry media. I'm like that in between. I'm the guy that's like right there to do everything. And like, I see both sides. Like I see where they come in and I see where they are and I see where we need to be. And whenever they fucking, if the snowboard industry steps off, yeah, I'll call them out. Well, these guys are stepping off too. They need to be called out. And that's the whole thing. It's like, this is bullshit. Like this video is to inform everyone. And I love it when I see people that are like $300 goggle versus $80 goggle. They're like, oh, it's just as good. And it's like, here's the thing about your eyes. Deterioration doesn't happen like that when you hurt them. It takes time. And your eyes are the only muscle in your body that will perpetually get weaker as you get older. You can do things to fix it. Like I spent $4,000 to get my eyes fixed so I could see. I like seeing. Seeing is a good thing. So I spent that. Am I going to go fucking put a $50 goggle on, or am I going to go put a $250 goggle on that I know has a ton of tech? I can watch videos that explain the tech. A company that invests heavily into the marketing of the technology, or am I going to go with it has a UV coating and magnets? Cool, you have a spray-on UV coating. You know what? I can rub some Vaseline on a fucking piece of plexiglass and put a string through it and tie it to my face. Yeah, it'll look like a 70s porno, but it'll probably still protect my eyes a little bit, but it's not going to be as good as an Oakley. And that's the whole thing. Like, it's lame as fuck. And I hate that we live in a culture where stupid people that do lame fucking shit get hyped up as being like this great thing, and they're not. They're just shitty fucking people. Like, Jonathan Buckhouse is basically a Kardashian in snowboarding. That's the best way I can explain it. Like, watching him get kicked out of Keystone and cry like a little bitch. Yeah, dude, it happened to me like 15 years ago. It's happened to hundreds of other people. Don't ride on school marm on a busy Saturday. You won't have these problems. You're not special. You're nothing special. You paid for your pass like the rest of us. We all got to have the same rules. Oh, I've got this audience. Yeah, so do I, dude. I remember a year I got like 10 million views on my website. It's fucking amazing. I don't sit around and circle jerk myself off into the face. Mainly because, well, I don't want to ruin my goggles with bukkake because I'm not using pieces of shit. Like, these things are literally good to be like semen screens for porno in California. And that's about it. But, you know, you see these people and they do this shit. And that's the whole thing. Like, I don't hate his hustle. Like, I respect that. Like, you figured out a way to get paid to snowboard. What I don't like is you're a shitty snowboarder. Like, you claim you do a 900 and it's an 860. Like, clean it up, dude. He's claimed that he's sponsored and pro, and I'm just sitting here and I'm like, no, dude. You're not. Like, you're a vlogger. You're a media personality. You're a figurehead. You're a talking head. That's really it. So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Okay, Amy Louise, what's the deal with Asian Fit goggles? They are designed to have a wider bridge in the nose. So what it is this piece right in here. They're designed just for a wider fit on the nose, and they tend to not be as long. So like the vertical on it doesn't really go out there, which is your peripheral. So it actually tends to be a little more closer to the eye shape and stuff in there. So wider nose, little less peripheral. That's really it in there. So it just happens to fit with people that are of Asian descent. So that's really it. Okay. Let's see. Okay, Odd Schlosser. If I fit both a 155 or a 58 freestyle board and weight range, is the decision then about stability versus more agility? Yes, that's literally where it comes down to. I mean, ideally, you want to be in the middle of the weight range on any board, unless you're like really jibbing. Then being at the top is okay. Like, you got to realize with the weight range, if you're at the bottom of the weight range, the board's going to be stiffer. If you're at the top of the weight range, it's going to be a little bit softer. If you're right in the middle, that's how it's going to flex. All right, so you want to be ideally in the middle. Now, if you're hitting bigger jumps, doing bigger things, and you need more edge hold, you need just like that length and everything, then you want to go bigger. But if you're hitting smaller stuff, fucking around, playing, dorking around, buttering more, jibbing more, smaller tends to come into play. And this isn't even taking into consideration personal preference. Like for me, the ideal size for me for a park board is a 154, 155. That's like what I absolutely love. That's just my favorite size to ride in that stuff. Like I'll go up to a 56 and I'll go down to a 53 if I have to. But that's really where I need to be for my personal preference, and I understand that. But like if I'm really just going out and like kind of all mountain riding and trying to hit more jumps and stuff where I need more stability, yeah, a bigger board is definitely better. And that's generally how I try to push stuff towards people and explain that. So yeah. Okay, where were we? Okay. Yeah. So, anyways, if you guys got questions, get them in the chat. Kind of go from there. Take your questions. Super chats, get the spin of the wheel. Remember, we'll have a couple teasers, Instagram stuff coming out about goggles probably in the next week. Snowboard reviews will drop September 1st. I'm thinking September 15th, give or take. We'll do the live stream-a-thon, and I should have somewhere between 2 and 3 boards, maybe 4 if I'm lucky, to give away for that, and possibly a season pass. So I definitely want to do that live stream-a-thon thing for you guys, give back to snowboarding, kind of like what we did a couple months ago. So, yeah. All right. Okay. Gregory Chuganov, how do you feel about replacing Kevin with a blow-up doll and dubbing him over? Well, if you watched any of the videos I did from the Angry Snowboarder show during quarantine, where I was losing my sanity, I just shoved the fucking mannequin in there next to me and did it. I mean, I could do it. I don't really want to do it again. Like, yeah, it was good for you guys mentally, and it, like, we were in a rough time as a society as a whole, and it was cool to do that for you guys. It's not something I want to do. Like, I want a legitimate co-host. Like, this is why sponsoring through Angry Snowboarder VIP, clicking through the affiliates, buying the personal shopper on Angry Snowboarder Store, buying merchandise on Angry Snowboarder Store, which I'll talk about merchandise in a minute. You know, that's the whole thing. Like, if I can raise the funds that are coming in, I can start hiring more of the staff I need. Like, if we never had a pandemic, right now, Kevin would still be here. We'd be doing everything, and I'd be getting ready to onboard between 2 and 4 more people to really take things to the next level for what I wanted to do. Unfortunately, pandemic, these things happen. This is where we're at. That's it. So you guys, like, signing up, being a member of Angry Snowboarder VIP really does fund a lot of stuff. Like, this is what funded the Goggle video, and I know it took longer than I thought. This is what's going to fund Boot Fitting 101, Boot Fitting 201. This is what's going to fund a few more projects I've got in the works down the road. Like, I really wanted to do an outerwear series where I literally just fucking destroyed the outerwear, like pulled the seams apart, pulled everything, showed you the different levels and stuff like that. We're just not at that level yet. It's probably a year or two out, hopefully, if things go back to normal and I can continue to grow. And that's really what we're doing here. So, yeah. All right. Let's give you a spin of the wheel. All right. So that says plug the personal shopper. So if you need advice and you're really worried about getting good advice, you can always go on Angry Snowboarder store and sign up and buy me as your personal shopper. We got options from $5 up to $50, depending on what you need. I think most people go with the $5, $10 option. But if you're an ultra hand holder time vampire for $50, I will walk you through the whole buying process. I will call you on the phone. I will even yell at you and tell you to shit or get off the pot. So we'll do that for you. Okay, so Joshua Palmieri, thoughts on the effective edge change of the new Mercury? I need to ride the new Mercury. They were supposed to send me one. They didn't yet. I'll probably get something next 2 months, hopefully. I think realistically, overall, it's just going to give it a little bit better edge hold on firmer snow, and that's kind of where I'm at with it. So yeah. Okay, Brian Miller, what's the now equivalent to the Jones Mercury? I think that's either the drive or the O drive. I think that's kind of where they are, because like the Jones bindings are definitely kind of hodgepodge from the now bindings. And we just got another Slim Whitman voicemail.
I can't believe you. We're over. You hear me?
Oh, well, I think Slim Whitman just killed himself. Oops. Oh, well, moving on. Okay, Nicholas Schneider. Hey, everyone, was wondering if you could give us a good rant about anything going on in the industry. There's nothing going on in the industry right now. Like, everyone's just trying to figure out where products going, who's buying. I mean, Vail canceled all their orders. Evo's trying to buy up all their orders. Vail's trying to get their orders back. It's like this whole fucking weird convoluted thing. Like, some brands are probably going to go out of business. Some shops aren't going to pay their bills. It's like we're just like in this weird fucking holding pattern right now. There's really not a lot of gossip going on. It's mainly talking to people. It's, you doing okay? Yeah, I'm fine. This is good. This is good. Okay, cool. It's good to know that you're good, this, that, and everything in between. It's kind of just checking up on people, letting them vent, and then be like, you good? And they're like, yeah, you're good. And, and talking to people. And some companies are like, well, we might cut our line a little bit next year. And that's really it. Like, I haven't heard any good gossip in a while. So, all right, Nicholas, let's give you a spin of the wheel. Oh, wow. I was going to talk about the power traverse, but I already talked about that. Why you would fucking put a paddle motor on the back of a snowboard is beyond me. Some people are fucking dumb. Okay. Joshua Palmieri with the $5 super chat gets a spin of the wheel. Jesus. Really wants me to talk about that power traverse. Fuck that thing. Okay. Let's see. Let's see, where were we? Okay, Grigory Chuganov, did you get a chance to ride the Dark Koi from Borealis? Really like the flex pattern in theory. I did. I haven't started editing those videos, but I did ride the Dark Koi. I think. Was it the regular Koi? No, it was the Dark Koi. I will have those reviews dropping on the 1st, so that will happen. Yeah. Kevin Ma, are you going to be riding the new DWD boards since they are no longer coming out of the mothership? I emailed Sean and Jeff, and I didn't hear anything back, and then literally, like, everything closed down. I need to ride those, so yeah. Let's see. Okay. Okay, Amy Louise. Thanks for answering before. I'm kind of new here, so sorry if this is something I should just know, but will you be doing reviews of any female boards or gear? It's been hard to find good quality ones. There's one female board review coming out, and it is the Rosnell After Hours because I wrote it because they need to make it for guys. Stiffen it up a little bit, but yeah, they need to make it for guys. Like, otherwise, no. With Rona pandemic, like literally part of the onboarding process that I was working towards for this fall was to actually hire someone to be a female tester locally. I was going to run like an audition and really try to get someone that was good. And I've had women reach out to me in the past, and no offense, it's just like they either don't know how to fucking ride or they don't know what they're talking about. I really don't want to sit there and like hold their hand and like explain to them how to do something, because the last time I did that was my evil ex-girlfriend, and then everyone thought she knew what she was talking about, and really I was writing her reviews for the first like 2 years she had a vlog. And you know, there's like this whole thing anyways with that, but I want to get to that point where I have a female tester. I can do that. It's just gonna it's gonna have to wait, and that's what sucks. Like everything's kind of in this weird holding pattern, and we're all just like, well, how do we get through life? And I'm like, I don't know anymore. Yeah, so okay. Super chat from Kevius Billy. Bunkhouse equals Amazon goggles, Bluetooth speaker in your backpack, Ruroc helmet, trying on boots at a local snowboard shop for 2 hours, and then buying used boots on Craigslist so you can go ride moguls on a skate banana. I feel like, yeah, but like he's worse than that. He's worse. Like that person's just fucking clueless. He's worse because like he has somewhat of a clue. All right, next non-super chat gets a spin of the wheel. Let's see what we got for questions here. Ernest, what's up, man? Hope you're doing well. Have you heard anything about other boot brands making step-on compatible boots this year? I got a new Burton step-on setup on the cheap, but the boots suck. The only other option is DC will have one boot. You made your choices. You bought shitty-ass step-ons, and now you're limited to what they have. That sucks for you. I mean, I wouldn't have done it, but some people need that stuff. I mean, I get who step-on is for, but you're really limiting yourself to what, like 4 boots, I think? 5 if you count the DC. It's really not that good. So anyways, Aaron, you get a spin of the wheel. All right, well, you just won a jumbo sticker pack. So email me, info@Angrysnowboarder, with your mailing address, and I will get that in the mail to you. All right, let's see. So I've been here an hour 43 minutes. People are starting to taper off. It is Friday night, and I have to go to the gym, and I want to eat food. So let's see. Take 1 or 2 more questions, and then I'm going to dip out of here. So if you got a question, get it over there now. I'm going to try to get those answered for you, and then I'm going to dip out of here because I got a hot date with a bunch of weights and an exercise bike. And then I'm going to eat some tamales. Okay. Jonathan Kosiana, thoughts on, instead of making completely different women's and men's models names, make a men and women's version of each? They do. There's brands that literally do that. They just like, it's for smaller riders. Like Venture does it. Dinos does it. United Shapes does it. I think Karua does it. There's a few other brands that do it. Nidecker does it on certain ones, I think. Yeah, so there's kind of that. All right. Tokyo Techno aerial photo. How many people paid for your services? I think we're up to 15 people that have done the personal shopper thing already off Angry Snowboarder Store. So if you haven't, you need help with it, yeah, do it. So far, everyone seems to be pretty pleased with it. Some of the people are like, wow, you actually found better deals than what I was thinking of finding online. So I was like, okay, cool, yeah. So it seems to be going pretty well. It's gone pretty smooth so far. I've been able to get like the questionnaire email out within I think like 10 hours of getting those emails. So that's pretty solid. All right, so yeah, let's see. If there's anything more I messed up here? I think we're good. Nicholas Schneider with the super chat gets a spin of the wheel. All right, next question gets a spin. And we're going to go with Frank 0020. Can I put black duct tape on my heel cups to cover the yellow? Yes. Yes, you can. It won't do anything. Go for it. You're just adding some black chrome to them. And you get a spin of the wheel, Frank. All right, Frank, you get a jumbo sticker pack. You know the drill. Email me, info@Angrysnowboarder, and I will get that in mail. Damn, everyone wanted jumbos. Fuck, hope I have enough stickers. All right, well, anyways. Okay, anyways, guys, I'm going to call it a night. Been here almost 2 hours, hour 46 minutes. So if you're new here, remember to subscribe, click the bell, get those notifications. That way you're not missing any of the videos we got coming out for all you snowboarders of the internet. And remember, this live stream was brought to you by the members of Angry Snowboarder VIP. We couldn't make this possible without them and their support. I know that I said I'd mention merchandise. I am working on getting stuff into the store through a drop shipper. It's just figuring out pricing with tax and whatnot in there. But Angrysnowboarder.vip will have merchandise on it in the next few weeks, like actual physical merchandise that you can buy. It might not be some of the limited edition stuff that I did, but it'll be more like the snowboarding culture is not dead. The bag one where it says Angry Snowboarder, and it says go fast and spray, stuff like that. The retro logo, working on that. Right now with the way US shipping's going, like this will be worldwide stuff. Just expect it to take a little bit longer. Last time I ordered some samples from them, it took them about 5 days to get to it, which normally it would only take them about a day and a half. So it took 5 days to get to it. And it took about an extra week to get to me than normal, and it was only coming from North Carolina. So I'm going to do that. If you need advice on gear and you don't want to wait for me to answer a question that you leave in the comments or anything like that, you can always hire me to be your personal shopper from Angrysnowboarderstore.com. Anyways, guys, thanks again for tuning in. Hopefully next week we'll have another live stream for you, and have a good night.